Hi, I'm Kevin Hogan. I'm an art teacher and I'm also an artist myself, and I'm going to teach you about modern art in 3 minutes or less, which is quite a lot to do. So let's get started. Modern art really started in the 20th century when artists started moving away from what was very traditional, realistic looking artwork and moved into artwork that wasn't so realistic looking. Picasso is probably the most famous. In fact, he really is the most famous of the modern artists, and this is one of his works here, and I'm going to use it as an example. The first thing that I want you to know is a lot of modern art is African inspired, or another way of saying that is there's a lot of geometric shapes. When artists of this period started looking at a lot of African art, they were inspired by the fact that a lot of it was very simplistic, but also powerful. Those geometric shapes were kind of intimidating. If you look at a lot of African masks or people that come from Aboriginal cultures, a lot of their geometric shapes that they use for their masks and their objects are kind of intimidating, almost scary to a degree. And a lot of artists found that really inspiring, including Picasso here. So that's the first thing you might notice, a lot of geometric shapes. The next thing that you might notice is there are a lot of solid lines. Solid lines became very popular for the modern art period as they realized not everything had to be blended together in a very realistic way to be interesting. In fact, if you can see clear lines that are made by the artist, it actually shows the artist's hand a little bit more. This is celebrating the actual making of art a little bit more than just the image itself. They like to show that an actual person is putting themselves into this work instead of trying to trick you into thinking it's a realistic image. A lot of solid lines are going to be utilized in this type of art. The last thing I want you to know about today is it is less about reality and it is more about the emotions of the artist. If you look at this particular work and you look at the face of this particular person, it's taking the image and kind of twisting it a little bit. It's showing some psychological depth to this person. The fact that she's beautiful and yet at the same time there's something kind of off about her. There's something quirky and kind of weird going on. There's also kind of almost like a death-like stare in the eye, which tells you something about the soul of this person. Artists like to get inside of their own heads or the heads of the people looking at the artwork in modern art and make them really understand what it is that they're feeling. It's less about taking what is realistically there and showing it. It's more about showing what is the reality inside of the soul. Hopefully these three things are going to help you understand modern art and maybe be a little bit more art smart. Bye-bye, everybody.